Give us 60 minutes and we'll give you Nelson Radio every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. on KTLK AM 1150. With 29 years in the mortgage business and an array of top-level guests visiting the show, Nelson is in a unique position to bring you cutting-edge information on real estate, business, finance, and law. If you have any questions for Nelson or any of his guests, give him a call at 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. Or check him out online at nelsonradio.com.
Nelson Radio.
This segment of Nelson Radio is brought to you by Changing a Generation, putting an end to human trafficking one child at a time.
Welcome back to Nelson Radio, and I'm with my co-host, Brett Miller from Peninsula Sotheby's. Brett, this is going to be an interesting segment because we're looking at becoming better, and our e-guide, our e-book that we're making available, Worthy to Win, written by Joey Johnson, illustrates all sorts of examples on how to become better. But so many people just accept. They compromise. They become complacent.
Complacency is a huge thing, and it's very easy to become complacent, especially if you're if you're a semi-comfortable spot or comfortable, or it's so easy just to sit back and accept things as they are and say, oh well, there's not much I can do. But as we all know, there's things you can do.
Exactly. And so we're going to take a look at this. And this is an interesting story because Sammer the Hammer,
dude,
Sammer the Hammer
I told you guys. I warned you,
Sammer
didn't I?
Madower and Jay O'Brien from REMAX Prestige. And the thing that's interesting is they came into the industry, opened up this REMAX office, soon to open up a second office in Orange County, and they did so 2010 when people were fleeing from the real estate sector, and they had the insight, the conviction to go out and say, no, this is where I want to be and grow and develop this business. So Sammer, Jay, welcome to the program.
Thanks. Great to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Really?
you're excited about the hammer.
I'd like to
After
say-
his intro, right?
I'd
He's
like
so
to say that was
stoked to be here.
Hey, I want to start with in terms of the agent community, and there was a couple of testimonials that I saw on your website, and it's a common problem. But one was from Julia. She says, "I was dealing with a lazy, get this, disappearing realtor when a coworker recommended Jay." Obviously a common problem. There's all sorts that are engaged in the agent business. What's it like out there when you're now recruiting and building your platform?
Yeah, I'd say that's probably the most common issue is that a lot of people get into real estate because they feel it can be easy money. So with a lot of our clients that come on board and are looking for a home or looking to sell, they've had a bad experience with someone who might be in that boat. So maybe they're dealing with an agent who has another job or an agent who just doesn't take their real estate job seriously. So we see that all the time.
And Sammer, you have obviously with recruiting and building this business platform, the same issue. This came up with another quote. "My experience with the past few realtors was less than desirable. One made me feel that I wasn't worth his time, and the other was overly confrontational with other agents out there just slaying dragons and not making any friends. In this market, you can't do that."
Did you just say slaying dragons?
Slaying dragons.
Oh.
Yeah. That awkward silence, huh,
Oh my
Brett?
God.
Yeah, sorry.
Come on, man. Slaying dragons?
Well, I don't know. I was just thinking about how many agents out there are a bull in a china shop. Do you understand that reference?
Whatever.
Yeah, okay.
That's okay.
Sammer.
Tell us how you slay the dragons.
No, I want to know. In terms of those agents, though, that bully their way, especially in this market, it's hard to get offers accepted. And there's these overbearing kinds of agents. You don't want those as part of your team.
No, we definitely don't, and we actually thank those agents. We get a lot of business from them, so it's a big thank you. And it's kind of the 90-10 rule. 10% of the agents, they do 90% of the business. It's a small industry, so we get a lot of clients like that. But the agents that have that kind of a work ethic, they just burn their bridges, not only with the clients but with the brokerage community, which we're doing the business together every day.
Britt, does that surprise you that they came into the industry in 2010?
No, that's what smart money does. I mean, smart money comes into the stock market when it falls. They come in and get the stock cheap and wait till it goes up. Then they reconfigure and they buy it again. So I think that's a really good move. I mean, you can come in and you probably got a great deal on a lot of things, but you're ready to go when it comes back. And everybody knows those things are long-term. It's going to come back, and it has.
Well, opportunities definitely presented themselves. One of our favorite quotes, and it's kind of a basis for our business. It's a Warren Buffett quote. Be fearful when people are greedy, and be greedy when they're fearful. Everybody were running for the gates, and we felt like we had a good business model. We felt that responsible brokerage needed to come back into the community when it had obviously displayed a lot of bad characters over the years, and it's been good.
So was there concerns that you were trying to catch the falling knife, that 2010 could be still an ongoing downward spiral? To what Brett was saying earlier, computers are never going to replace real estate professionals. There needs to be responsible, good, disciplined brokerages. There's always going to be a need for it, and so we weren't really concerned with that. You're listening to Nelson Radio. I'm with two broker owners from the REMAX Prestige, Samer Madauer and Jay O'Brien. And Jay, I wanted to ask you, one of the things that I was found surprising is you prep your clients for coming into the real estate market. You counsel them. You give them wise counsel. I want to talk a little bit about that in terms of how you prep your clients.
Yeah. Well, essentially, anyone who shows an interest in buying a house, specifically first-time home buyers, but even seasoned buyers who maybe haven't purchased a home in 5-10 years, we bring them in for a home buyers counseling session where we review the current market conditions with them and go over exactly what that means. You constantly hear it's a good market, it's a bad market. Really, it has no teeth to that. It doesn't make any sense. So we go over exactly the supply and demand in the market and that they're interested in. We go over the types of sales, what's an REO versus a short sale versus a standard sale. What does it mean to you as the buyer? And then we go over the entire process of escrow, what to expect, what the contingency period means. And that way, when we're in the process with them in the transaction, they feel more well-versed and educated, and they're comfortable with what we're telling them. It's not coming from necessarily a biased standpoint where, they see the home inspection report and they want to request for every single thing to be repaired. They've already been prepped for that and what it all means, and before they even get involved in the market. And in the last 6 months, when we saw the market very, very aggressive and buyers being priced out, we oftentimes would sit down with them and put together a plan of action for them not to buy right now because it wasn't best for the client.
It's interesting because I want to ask all three of you your opinion on this, because I was talking to another businessman and he was talking about this economy. And it's almost that old childhood game of red light, green light. Green light, everybody's racing for it. Oh, red light, stop. And this economy seems to be doing that. And with housing, red hot through the first 2 quarters, maybe the first 3 quarters of the year. And then I think it's softened, it's dampened a little bit. Is that make it tough?
Well, I really don't notice that it makes it any more difficult, but I know that when it was that feeding frenzy, it was insane to get my clients into homes. It was
absolutely.
It was so hard, and I really had to spend a lot of time counseling them on what was going on. And I was like, listen, if you're ready to enter the home market, housing market, you're going to be ready to pay more than you think you're going to pay, and it might not appraise. You might have to come up with more cash, and it just became crazy. I mean, it was great for them, but crazy. And I think it's kind of slowed down now. It's tapered down now. We're kind of, things are leveling out. The water's kind of, the dust is settling on the bottom of the water. So I think it's super healthy. Could it get healthier? Yeah. We just talked about, can you get better? Yeah. It can get healthier, but it's in pretty good shape.
Samer, Jay, as you build this business, preparing to open another office, do you find yourself in that same sort of stutter step or just blazing forward?
Well, I completely agree with Brett. I mean, when people talk about a red hot market, that's not necessarily a good thing for us agents, because are we advising our clients then to pay $50,000 more for a home than its book value, because it will become the market value with the next round of comps? And I mean, that's not very good advice and representation. So for us, there's really no fear moving forward. It's just there's shifts in the market, whether it be on the seller side or the buyer side, and educating the clients no matter what your goals are, and then advising them on what's best.
Makes great sense. You'll be able to click through to REMAX Prestige through NelsonRadio.com. Samer Madauer, Jay O'Brien, thanks for being with us. We have our theme that we're going to continue to talk about, Becoming Better. And you'll be able to click through to grab this ebook, Joey Johnson's Worthy to Win. You'll also be able to click through at NelsonRadio.com, find out more about Brett Miller and his market with Peninsula Sotheby's, and contact me to direct, of course, 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This segment of Nelson Radio is brought to you by Ameristate Legal Planning. Looking forward, planning wisely.
Offer extended. Offer not accepted. Extended, not accepted. This is Nelson with Nelson Radio, and you're challenged by today's rush to real estate, all combined with a concern that by the time you find your dream home, higher rates will price you out of the market. I've got the answer. With my Mortgage Market exclusive lock and shop rate guarantee, you can freeze today's low interest rates, shop for your new home, all with a peace of mind that your rate is waiting for you at the finish line. Today's rate, protected and waiting for you to purchase your perfect house. Call or click, take advantage of my mortgage experience. 888-888-2136 and lock in your rate. That's 888-888-2136. Squash fear from perhaps the most important decision, your home. 888-888-2136 or click through on strongcreditrewards.com.